the world's most lethal odd couple. Bodyguard Michael Bryce and Hitman Darius Kincaid are back on another life-threatening mission. Still unlicensed and under scrutiny, Bryce is forced into action by Darius' even more volatile wife, the infamous international con artist Sonia Kincaid. As Bryce is driven over the edge by his two most dangerous protectees, the trio get in over their heads in a global plot to soon find that they will stand between Europe and a vengeful and powerful madman.
Hey! Hey!
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today's another Fanatic Film Review, and we are reviewing a film that I was actually kind of excited about because I loved the first one so much, and I've got thoughts. Let's just say that. I have thoughts. Today, we are talking about The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. I love The Hitman's Bodyguard. It's such an underrated film. Fantastic chemistry, great performances, and some really kick-ass action. So I was really looking forward to this one. I had heard the early reviews that it wasn't fantastic, so I was cautiously optimistic. But I think without further ado, let's just get into the review. So there are some goods. The first good is Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds really, he's the master at his shtick, and his shtick is being the loudmouth guy that says everything. Is kind of dumb and you know what I'm talking about. You've seen like pretty much any of his films. He plays kind of the same guy, and it works every time. I don't know why it works every time, but it works every single time. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. He's great in this film. He gives really, really awesome performance. He shows some heart. He shows some emotion as well. It's not just a funny, action-packed film. There is some emotion and heart in here. Michael Bryce's character in particular is actually going through some stuff. So we get to see that emotion from Ryan Reynolds, and it actually is pretty good. Now, the action is great. I mean, going into this, if you saw the first one, you knew what you were in for. And the action here is just as good as the first one. It's just as action-packed. It's just as fun. It really is a fun time. It's loud. It's bizarre. It just is explosions everywhere. There's a bunch of car chases and gunfights and close combat, like, hand-to-hand combat fights. It's all just a lot of fun. And that's what you came for. You came for the fun. You came for the action. And I like some of the comedy as well. I don't like all the comedy, and I'll touch on that in my negative, but there is a lot of comedy in here that did stick. I was laughing. I had a good time with that. And, overall, it was a pleasant experience. I'll say that, pleasant experience. I wouldn't say that this is a perfect movie. I have a lot of flaws with it, but it was pleasant enough that I didn't, want to leave and think it's like a terrible movie. But let's get into the bad. The plot is extremely murky. You are jumping back and forth from different subplots in the film. It's very hard to follow. It's, again, very convoluted. I said it's kind of murky. It's very, very convoluted. There's some subplots that just didn't need to be there. I'm not going to get any specifics because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But I just felt like it was a lot of trying to jam a bunch of different type of plots in and storylines that just really didn't need to be there, and they felt unwanted, and I didn't want them, and that left me like, oh, this is kind of a lot to handle. I want to say I liked the other performances. Salma Hayek and Samuel L. Jackson are great at what they do, but I just didn't love them in this film. The only real performance that really, really stuck out for me was Ryan Reynolds, and he does not miss. He is really great at what he does. Hayek is okay. She gives a kind of crazy performance. Samuel L. Jackson is Samuel L. Jackson, so he's not bad. I don't want to say that they're bad performances, but they're not special, I didn't feel the chemistry there like I did in the first one between Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds. You bring in Salma Hayek, that is, it's a good idea on paper, but it wasn't executed completely well like I thought it would have. So I just wasn't the biggest fan of all of their performances. the comedy in here, like I said I would touch on. I'm going to call it the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 effect. And Sean Chandler talks about this a lot on his channel. And basically what he says is that he doesn't like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 because you feel like every line has to be a joke. Every character had to have a joke. You have these really great emotional moments and they're broken up with jokes at the worst time. You kill the emotion, you kill the, the want to root for these characters just to throw in a cheap joke. It's the same thing here. There's a really great conversation between Salma Hayek and Ryan Reynolds, when Ryan Reynolds is sitting on a swing. You guys will know if you watch the movie what I'm talking about. And it starts off really sincere. It starts off really emotional. And I was like, oh, great. We're getting some emotional depth. I like this. I like that we're going down this path. And then Salma Hayek just throws in a joke and it completely goes sideways. And I was like, you really spoiled a really nice moment there by throwing in a meaningless joke that just didn't need to be there. And then it's just joke after joke after joke, and then the scene's over. I didn't like that. I wanted there to be some emotion. The first one was the one where you throw out all of the, funny jokes and comedy and things like that. And you can still do that in this film. That's part of the charm, is that it is funny. It is an action comedy. But at the same time, we are getting into sequel territory. If they want to make even another one after this, I don't know if they will, but if they do, you can't just do the same formula again. You need to add some emotion. You need to have some actual character development, some character dynamics. And you didn't get that here. And I know I sound like the stickler or the boomer or the film snob. I know. But it's just, they had some moments that were going very well, and then they just had to throw in the cheap joke because, haha, it's funny. I didn't really like that. I didn't really dig that. That just wasn't something that I really enjoyed that much. And that's really the main part for me. And really, to top it all off, it's just a little too outrageous. I know the Fast and Furious franchise gets a lot of flack for this, for becoming like superhero and like too outrageous. And yes, that's true, but the root of the Fast and Furious remains the same. It is people driving cars in a fashion that is very impressive. And at the bottom of it, there is some emotional impact with family and great plots. I know everyone memes the family, but at the end, that is a really great theme that runs throughout that franchise. You can afford to be a little bit outrageous. You don't have that credit built up in this franchise to get so outrageous. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't sound like anything that could truly happen, and I just didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. I was not intrigued by the plot. I thought, really, this is what we're doing? This just doesn't make any sense. Why are we doing this? This is stupid. And I know, oh, you turn your brain off, watch the action, laugh at the jokes. Yes, I get that. But at the same time, if I'm there and I think that something's ridiculous, I'm going to call it out because it just doesn't make any sense. The whole main plot with Antonio Banderas doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So I enjoyed the action. I enjoyed most of the jokes, and I enjoyed the performance from Ryan Reynolds. But that really is about as far as it stems. I mean, maybe I liked, some of the performances. Salma Hayek was okay. Samuel L. Jackson was okay, but they didn't really stand out. The chemistry from the first movie just wasn't there between Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds. It just wasn't there at all. And it just, in the end, kind of disappointed me. I really wanted to like it. I wanted to like it a lot, and it just came out, and it swung, and it missed. And I know what it was going for, but it just didn't work for me. And I know I sound like I'm killing it, but in the end, it's just how it is. I did not dig it like I thought I would. But let's get into the point breakdown. Let's get out all this bad talk. I gave it an 18 out of 25 for entertainment. It still was a very entertaining time. I enjoyed the action, like I said. There's a lot of good about it, but again, it's the writing and things like that. Performance is 15 out of 20. Direction 7 out of 10. Writing 5 out of 5. Emotion 5 out of... Or no, writing's 5 out of 10. Apologies. Emotion 5 out of 10. Cinematography 7 out of 10. Pacing 4 out of 5. I'll give it a rewatchability of 4 out of 5 just for the action. and an automatic 5 out of 5 points. We did the math. That means I gave Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard a 70 out of 100. That's one of the lower. It's on the lower end this year, unfortunately, but it's the points that I already covered. The plot's outrageous, it's murky, it's cluttered, it tries to throw in cheap jokes when there is actually really nice emotional moments happening. I wasn't thrilled by all of the performances. There's only a few things I really liked about this movie, so that's why it got the score that it got. But guys, let me know down below in the comments, what did you think of The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know why. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I know it technically doesn't come out until next weekend, but if you got the AMC early showing, which is what I ended up doing, I went to like the AMC early showing. If you saw it, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. And go watch it for yourself, obviously. Just because I gave it a pretty negative review doesn't mean that you shouldn't go watch it and give your own thoughts. I wholeheartedly believe that. But guys, that is pretty much it. The one thing I'm going to plug right now is subscribe to the channel if you have not already. The link will be down in the description, and I will pin it in the comments for you guys. We're trying to get to 700. We are almost there. I can literally taste it. We are so close. We're less than 15 subscribers away. If you have not already, and this is your first time watching a video, and you like what you see, I would really appreciate it if you consider dropping a subscription. Again, it's free. Free content, free videos, free movie reviews, early movie reviews, and other amazing content that I really enjoy doing. And this is a passion for me. This is a passion project I love to do. So if you enjoyed, please consider dropping a subscription. The rest of my social medias are down below in the comments, in the description as well. But yeah, guys, again, comment down below what you think. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video.